Joining me now with more on what this means is Ryan Rasmussen. He's the head of research at Bitwise Asset Management. Joining us from Los Angeles. Ryan, thank you for getting up early for us over here on the East Coast. And we do see a reversal in terms of crypto prices this morning. What does this crypto reserve mean for the space?
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. The crypto reserve that Trump announced over the weekend is really a remarkable step forward for an industry that's been fighting regulators, fighting for its life in Washington for the past decade plus. So it was a huge step forward. Now, the market, as you mentioned, is still digesting this news. Immediately, there was a 20% plus rally in the major crypto assets that was followed by a retracement of 20% just the next day. So I do think the market's still digesting this news, not sure how to react, but ultimately this is a huge step forward that the president of the United States is talking about stockpiling crypto assets like Bitcoin.
So I did see a headline this morning, Ryan, that said pro-Trump techies. We saw many tech executives, for instance, at the inauguration are actually pretty upset with this crypto reserve announcement, causing an early rift within this administration. Why would that be?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and I think it's an accurate observation, particularly with the announcement of the reserve that came over the weekend. Most people across the crypto industry and tech industry expected President Trump to deliver on his promise to build a strategic crypto reserve that would only focus on Bitcoin, the largest crypto asset. Instead, what we got over the weekend was an announcement that the U.S. was going to stockpile a number of different crypto assets, the top 5 crypto assets by market cap, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Cardano. I think the issue that most people are taking with this is that Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset makes sense to a lot of investors, and it makes sense to us at Bitwise. Other crypto assets, whether it's Ethereum, XRP, or Solana or Cardano, don't really make sense in that perspective. And so for many of the industry, I think this is a reaction to the fact that we thought it was just going to be Bitcoin, which was very interesting and very compelling. And when it expands out to other crypto assets, I think that hints at maybe the president not knowing what he's doing when it comes to building a strategic stockpile. Maybe it hints that this huge development that everyone was really excited about might ultimately be fumbled, and I think that's rattled markets and scared investors.
Interesting. So, of course, we'll wait to see how it plays out, but do you think it is short-term noise or volatility? What's your outlook?
Yeah, I think we're in this place right now in the crypto industry that's quite strange. Really, all the short-term news is negative, but from a long-term perspective, the fundamentals of crypto have never been better. And I think this is another example where we have kind of short-term pain but long-term gains on the horizon. We'll know more this Friday after the summit at the White House, the first ever crypto summit that the crypto czar David Sachs and Trump are hosting, where they said more details on the strategic reserve will come to the front, but we still don't know what's going to happen. Markets don't like uncertainty. People are worried that this is going to end up in one of those kind of crypto crazy headlines that we're used to over the years. And I think the market thought we were moving away from those. And this is a sign that it might not be fully behind us. But the long-term trajectory has never been better. And we're excited for the fact that we believe the U.S. government's going to start buying Bitcoin in the near future. And we think that will kick off a Bitcoin arms race with a number of other major countries across the world.
So it's interesting, as the head of research, how do you witness that Bitcoin typically trades, as our viewers do try to make sense, right, of some of the day-to-day action as we broadcast from the stock exchange?
Yeah, it's a volatile asset. I think what we tell investors over and over again, and what we shouldn't shy away from for those of us in the space, is that Bitcoin is a volatile asset. It has the similar levels of volatility as some of the largest tech stocks, but it's prone to larger swings. Over the past week and a half, for instance, we see a 20% drop, a 20% rally, and then another 20% drop. So I think it's important when you're investing in Bitcoin and thinking about the market to have a long-term time horizon and think about sizing appropriately. This isn't an asset that investors should go put 25, 50%, or 100% of their portfolio in. But when you size the allocation appropriately, and when you have a long-term mindset on the investment, 1, 2, 3+ years, historically that volatility has actually been a gift to investors and offered compelling entry points into an asset before you have those boom cycles that Bitcoin is also prone to.
So trades like a risk asset. Ryan, we got to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining. Ryan Rasmussen, head of research at Bitwise Asset Management.
Thank you.
Thanks.